Yo, what's up? It's DNA for sure, and this video is about how to be more interesting. And I put my hair back in rubber bands, individual rubber bands, so they can grow faster. Um, I watched a lot of videos on how to be more interesting, and the key fact that I think people are missing is what I'm gonna tell you. This goes back to my video on how to develop a one love mentality, because what people interact with is other people's experiences. What makes people so fucking beautiful is the pain that they go through. Because, and I do a lot of fucking reading because I am a freelancer. So in my time, I read, jack off, make music, get fucked up, and walk to the park. That's all I do when I'm not writing essays and selling people PDF books, any books that they want, any ebook that they want, I can get. So that is why you should email me if you have any textbooks, any book that you just don't have the extra $10 for. If you're a student or if you write articles or you have anything to write, you should always look to me to handle that for you so you can give me your money. So, anyways, I read books on humor and just how stand up comedians write. And a lot of stand up comedians say this. All their comedy comes from pain. Kevin Hart it was called Laugh at My Pain. He was talking about his drug addicted dad and his fucked up ass family, just like a lot of people do. So all the George Lopez is about his fucking fucked up ass childhood and abandonment issues and dyslexia. Like all the fucking comedy that he tells is about fucking pain. Because I think that's what he thinks that Mexicans feel a lot of pain is what I take from that, and that's what he thinks is funny. Well, that's where comedy comes from. That's where all good songs come from. Some kind of something that's negative, transmutation. Well, not transmutation, transference or exaltation of negative energy. That's a alchemy term that I learned from Till Scott. Till Scott. Till Scott, the spiritual catalyst. Awesome. She's a fucking genius. She's so in touch with the universe. It is crazy. That's my baby right there. um, but how to be interesting? I mean, okay, by saying that you don't like the point that I made in that videos about how to develop a one love mentality. You don't dislike a person. Something that God created, you cannot dislike. You cannot hate unless you're allergic to it, and if you interact with it, you'll die. You know, even some of those things. But you dislike the the experiences that this person's had. That's what you dislike. You feel pain for them. You feel hurt that they went through what they went through to make them such a fucking asshole or make them so unattractive or make them so weird or affected them in whatever way to make them mentally ill, to make them act a certain way. That's what you just that's what you dislike. Not that they're an asshole, not that they're fucking fat, not that they crave so much attention. That's a big thing. You don't hate that a person is needy and craves so much attention and would do anything to have more than fucking three people look at them. You hate the fact that their parents neglected them or whatever happened or gave them too much attention and was so smothering because that's the experience that they had, because that's the experience that their parents had. That's what you hate. You hate the cycle that they're stuck in. You hate the abuse because you're a fucking sympathetic person. You're an empathetic person. You feel for other people. You don't dislike a person. That's impossible. That person, you might hate Hitler to the bone because he killed fucking 37.539% of your fucking family. You don't hate that he killed people. You hate that he went through something that made him want to fucking kill people, because otherwise he would be a pretty chill guy because he liked art. You know what I'm saying? So to be interesting, to get other people to make you feel like you're interesting, and to get the response that interesting people draw from other people. Excuse me. Interesting people do interesting things. Real niggas do real things. You know, people are real because their parents were real. Their parents told them never to fucking lie to them. Their parents told them not to beat around the bush. You're interesting because you do interesting shit. My girlfriend's interesting because she's been to more than 3 countries, been to all of the fucking dances in her school, went to prom, had a fucking blast, or I think that was the worst day of her life, one of the two. Because she's a woman, so it was either one of the two. And she didn't do a lot of, she did drugs here, and she drank and smoked before. You know, she had a lot of stuff going on. And that's what interesting people do. What I found was I'm really attracted to drug addicts and people who have addictions because they have to interact with a lot of people. Addicts are not lonely people. Even if they're fucking hardcore alcoholics who are well, I guess if they're hardcore alcoholics who are hermits, then they could be lonely. But people who are addicted to drugs and do a lot of drugs, they have to interact with a lot of people. And them doing that, being exposed to so many different personalities and energies, makes them an interesting person. It's not any other way. A lot of drug addicts are like downers and just like you don't even want to be around them because they're so depressed. But there's a lot of attractive personality wise drug addicts and homeless people, you know, because they have to be around so many people who have done so many fucking things. That's what it is. Drug dealers travel. Drug dealers know other people who travel. Those people know other people who travel because their families have been traveling all their fucking lives. So travel mentally. Get out of your fucking comfort zone. Do things that you've never done before. Me going to that fucking Korean store and getting sushi once a week, I feel like that's making me a more interesting person because I don't fucking eat sushi. And I found out that I ate fucking like 20 or 30 rolls of sushi, that combine that with fucking Red Bull and a cup of coffee, and you will be up for fucking a full 24 hours. And that experience made me more fucking, because that shit didn't get me full, but it gave me a silly amount of energy, an inconceivable amount of energy. I was up for like, I couldn't even go to sleep when I wanted to go to sleep. Not just because the Red Bull, it was the base. I was able to drink all that Red Bull and coffee without throwing up, passing out, having a seizure, and having to get rushed to the hospital because of that sushi. And I wouldn't have learned that without eating sushi. Because I would have ate some greasy ass, some saturated fat produce with some microwaves in it already before I bought it, and then put that shit in the microwave. But me eating sushi made me learning new things and doing new things. And of course, everybody says, uh, hola, being interesting will make you, being interested will make you seem more interesting, because interesting people want to learn new things. They want to experience new things. They ask questions. They want to know what you know as much as possible, because experience is what they're used to, having new things. Someone who can either learn something without having any prejudice is attractive. Someone who can be around something without acting fucking ignorant or acting confident and comfortable with doing something new is attractive. Somebody who can do something, perform under pressure, is attractive to people. If you taste something and it's fucking disgusting and you don't fucking spit it out and put it on a fucking napkin and it's wet and you can see fucking all that whatever, if you eat it, It's disgusting. Swallow it. You know what? That wasn't my. That's attractive to people. You know, that's just table manners. Whatever. When people just spit stuff out because it's so nasty, I don't understand that. I've never tasted anything that fucking gross where I had to spit it out in a napkin like I was cute. You know. But anyway, just doing new things and acting like you're not a fucking idiot and you're willing to fucking learn is attractive to people because what you it's not about what you know or who you know, but what you're